Well, this is Adcom GFA6002. Arrived while I was not at home. Trippy. You heard it right, ladies and gentlemen. Adcom is back. After being absent from the audio world for at least a decade, Adcom is now back, and I requested their GFA6002, the most entry-level 2-channel power amplifier from their entire lineup. Priced at about 500 US, it is truly affordable by any sense of the word. And why GFA6002? It's because about 30 years ago, I used to own their GFA535. Also entry-level at the time, it was about $400 Canadian. It was very clean, very musical, but unfortunately, when I sold my recording studio, the Adcom went with it. Now, without further ado, the moment you've been waiting for,
Let's void my warranty!
Before I open the case, let's have a look at the faceplate. It's a very industrial style faceplate made of metal, typical of Adcom since the beginning of time. At the back, you have the audio in, audio out, 2 pairs of 5-way binding posts, one for each channel that can also be bridged. If you see that switch up there, it says bridge mono input. There's also 3 to 30 volt trigger input, a ground lift switch, and a power switch to turn off, turn on, or set the amplifier to automatic power on when it senses signal going inside the power amp. After taking off the 8 screws for the top cover, I was greeted by a giant toroidal transformer and 4 relatively gigantic capacitors. The internal is somewhat similar to the original GFA535, with thick and heavy heat sinks on the sides. You can see that power switch on the top left and a couple of daughter boards at the top of your screen. Below that is the power amplifier board that looks and feels better than the original GFA535 from 25 years ago. To me, it looks pretty. But honestly, at the same time, I always love looking at PC boards. How can I not? They look so cool. Especially looking at toroidal transformers. They simply look like giant donuts. Donuts. And here it is again. If you're a geek just like me, you will love looking at these pictures. It makes me feel like I'm Godzilla looking down at a Japanese city that I'm ready to stomp. Minus the rubber suit, obviously. Back to the review, I'm using my Onkyo EX8470 that I reviewed last week as a preamp. You can click the review link on the top right hand corner. For audio CD playback, I use my Tascam CDRW900 Mark II, a professional CD player and recorder as a CD transport, and also my Ensoniq MR rack as a tone generator. I also use my Technics SL1000. It's just recently been calibrated and installed with Orthophone Red cartridge and needle. For my speakers, I use MK Sound S150 near-field monitor speakers with Vermouth Audio RCA and speaker wires. And as per Adcom suggestion, I use wire-rolled power cables. And what's the result? What's the verdict? Unsurprisingly, the Adcom 6002 works really well, regardless of the source, be it CD, minidisc, vinyl, and streaming, including the songs I produce in my own recording studio. Even when connected to my newly acquired Pioneer VSX LX805, the Adcom does not miss a beat. All the dynamics, all the separation, compared to my Marantz MA500 monoblocks, the Adcom does not lose. It's truly a nifty, tiny device. And as a reminder, you can bridge the amplifier to create one monoblock. So when you're ready to upgrade your power amplifier, you don't have to chuck it out and then get a new stereo amp. You can just buy another one and bridge it. So what's my verdict? Not surprisingly, it's very positive. Especially you can get a 2-channel Adcom for about $500-600. That's insane. Of course, this is not an end-all be-all type of product, but this is a very good product for those who want something that's compact, highly affordable, with great build, fit, and finish, and at the same time tight on budget. And now it's your turn to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.